Hello, I'm Nicholas Dingle, and welcome to the Cat's Eye. I'm here with head football coach Dr. Alvin Parker. Thank you for joining me today, Coach.
Thanks, no problem.
You had a huge win against Livingstone, finishing the game with 52-19 was the final score. What was the mindset you had your players going into that game?
But we had a mindset of the next game is the most important game, So and that was our next game, and I thought the guys came out and performed well, from beginning to end. Got a chance to play a lot of guys, so that's always pretty good, And the guys pretty much just followed the game plan and did things that we asked them to do.
It's homecoming this week. How do you keep your players focused all 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 week to get ready for the game?
Well, it's a job. Homecoming is a great time on anyone's campus, and you definitely want the guys to enjoy their time as college students. But again, they have to remain focused on what we're kind of trying to go for, and that's to win a championship. And this next game, happens to be homecoming for us, and we have to be in position to control those guys. So we've taken a few precautionary measures to make sure that the guys kind of stay focused. We've taken practice off campus. We've did different things in terms of meeting the guys a different way just for this week to make sure that those guys stay focused on what we want to accomplish.
Now, Darius Taylor threw for 6 touchdowns in the last game. Do you think he can have another multiple touchdown game? And what are some of the goals you have for him this season?
Well, Darius played real well this past weekend. I thought he did a great job of just managing the team. The plays that he took were plays that were just given to him. He didn't really play outside of the scheme to get those 6 touchdowns, and that was something that we kind of admired in what he was doing, because he got all of those touchdowns and big plays within the scheme. So, again, like the sky's the limit for him. He sets the bar for how good Darius wants to be because his ceiling is very, very high.
Now, how do you not underestimate Lincoln this Saturday, and how important is Play for 11, the same Play for 11 that you have created?
No, we don't underestimate any team. This is college football. Everybody kind of comes out ready to play. Again, our most important is always our next opponent, and our next important opponent happened to be Lincoln. So, the guys are ready. They're focused. I think, the mindset of the team is already kind of where we wanted to be, and those guys are really, really kind of, like I said, doing everything we asked them to do, and they're focused on, the bigger prize. So those guys are taking everything week by week, day by day, and it's been a pleasure to kind of coach those guys with that mentality.
Hammond and Battle have been huge key pieces to your defense. What do you want to see out of them on Saturday?
Just playing consistently. Those guys have been playing consistently in the first half of the season, and we want to make sure they're giving us the same thing. We have a lot of other guys on the defensive side of the ball that's been playing consistent as well. So that unit is really, really coming together in a nice fashion like we wanted to. We do get the opportunity to play a lot of guys over there, and a lot of guys make contributions on that side of the ball. So Sterling and Battle are definitely, key pieces to what we're doing. But the unit as a whole is gelling real well together right about now. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, so also Tobias Taylor has been a dominant force for your offensive scheme. Hurting local defenders the last game, just dominating him, keeping his head down. Now, how important is he to your offense, and what does he bring to the table? And does he remind you of you playing back in the day for Union, and also Marshawn Lynch?
He is a great player. Again, if you have the chance to watch us play this year, you had the chance to see Tobias. And particularly we kind of go as he goes. He's been a big force for us on offense, both in the run game and the pass game. If we let him throw it, he'd probably be a big factor in the passing game throwing as well. But he's just a good football player. Some guys play football. He's a football player. And I think that's one of the key things that people see in Tobias. A lot of the players on the team respect him. He's a leader. He's a guy that really, really makes us go offensively. It was a chance last Saturday for everybody to kind of make a contribution on offense, not just Tobias. Tobias is going to make his plays regardless, but it was a chance for a lot of other different guys to make some plays on Saturday.
Now, what are some of the goals you have for your team this Saturday against Lincoln other than a win?
But that's the most important one, just to get the win, always. But just to play a good, mistake-free football game. Last week our penalties were up a little bit, so, that kind of was a place I really didn't like being, but we want to make sure we get those back down to where they've been the first couple games. So that's one of the goals that we have for this weekend. Like I said, just play a good, consistent football game.
That's good. So what's the point of emphasis for the win for homecoming?
Just stay focused. Not kind of get caught up in the homecoming. vibe, enjoy it but not get caught up in it, and just stay the course of what we've been doing. Not really getting to this week trying to change anything because it is homecoming or anything like that. Just use the things that's been kind of gotten us thus far. That's the big key to what we want to have.
Thank you for joining me today, Coach. I'm Nicholas Dingle signing off.